Hey everybody, Retro Geek Dad here, back with another toy review. This time we're looking at the Mondo Toys 1/6 Trap Jaw from the Masters Universe collection. I just got this in the mail, so we're going to open it up. We're going to do kind of a package walkthrough. Look at the figure, check out articulation, some of the weapons and accessories and everything. So stay tuned and we're going to get into it. Okay, so I just had this delivered. Really excited about this. So Trap Jaw my wife had bought for me, completely paid for it, and surprised me. They shipped it out and I just got it today, so really excited about this one. So this was one of the timed editions, so it was available I think for a few days, I believe it was. So you could pre-order within that time, so there's plenty of time to pre-order it, which I really like Mondo doing that. And they've done it with a few more figures since this was put up. Well, they'll have open pre-orders for a few days, so I really like that. Kind of gives everybody a chance to kind of get it. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna open this up. So this is the shipper box that it comes in. And I haven't even opened this thing yet. So of course on the other side of the box is my address and everything. So we do have these little corner plastic pieces, which kind of protects the edges. So it does come in a plastic bag. I have to take that out. Okay. So look at the front. Oh, that's really cool. Get the camera adjusted some. So there is our picture of our Trap Jaw figure. Really cool illustration. I got our little Mondo sticker down here. So that's really cool. I really like that. Now this is kind of Mondo's own spin on the character, so it's not 100% authentic to the the original figures and everything, which is fine. I really like those. Their kind of spin on the figures. So we'll go ahead and take a look at the box. So we do have, it is magnetic, so that's what those are. Those are the magnets. Mondo 1/6 scale figure. Down here at the bottom it just says Trap Jaw Deluxe figure. And then we'll spin it around. And then kind of a little bio of Trap Jaw there, if you want to read that. And then on the other side, same as the other side, just the 1/6 Trap Jaw. And then, of course, on the top we have our Masters logo. And then on the other side, we have our UPC code. Let's see if I can get it focused. There's our UPC code, Mondo Tees. So, get that back focused. So I'll go ahead and kind of open it up. I do have a piece of tissue paper inside. We'll get a look at the inside. So over here is an actual photo of the figure. See if I can get the light in there. So that's pretty cool. And of course our figure's over here, and it's got all the packaging on it and stuff. But we do have a couple of heads. We do have Cronis's arm. So Cronis is Trap Jaw before Trap Jaw. We do have a Cronis head, a couple of arms, attachments. So yeah, we're gonna get this laid down, adjust the camera, and take the figure out, see what we got. Okay, so we'll go ahead and take Trap Jaw out. Always. Yeah, there we go. Ooh. Try to get the lighting adjusted a little bit. not so. There we go. That's a little bit better. All right, so we do have the two sections held on by tape. Let's cut. That one there. So this is the bottom section, and everything's kind of wrapped up. So let's see what we have here. So first we have our Filmation cross bolt hand attachment, and we have our hook attachment. There is our hook attachment. And we have a bashing weapon, like a mace, spiked damage dealer. All right. And we have, let's see, so we have, looks like a grappling hook. It does have a string on it. Okay, so back to the grappling hook here. So there's a grappling hook, and it does have a string on it, which I'll undo that when we do the figure. Check it out. You see the hook there for his belt. And, okay, so this is pretty cool. So this is a fly swatter. So he does have his fly swatter attachment. Now, I believe this was featured in one of the episodes of the cartoon, like one episode, like a 5-second clip kind of thing. But that's cool that we got that. All right, and of course this is the base, or the figure base stand. Okay, so we have our figure base here, which I don't really use these, just because how I have mine displayed. I have in like plastic cases, so I don't really use these. But the little piece plugs into the stand right there, and of course the figure just sits on top of there like that, and it's adjustable, so we'll set that there. All right, set that there. Okay, we have our figure. Move some of these pieces over here out of the way. More tape. More tape. Okay, set that to the side. And we do have all this plastic that's protecting the figure. So we'll get to him in just a second. Let's look at some of the accessories that's in the package. So we do have the Cronis arm. So if we wanted to, make him Cronis instead of Trapjaw, we could. There's that. And we do have some extra hands for the Cronis arm. Like a holding hand. And we have another hand for his other arm. A holding hand there. And we do have our laser. So here is the laser attachment for his arm. And we do have I believe this is like a classic style head, a vintage style head. Get the light over here, there we go. So it does open. So we got that head, and then we have our Cronis head. So, like I said earlier, Cronis is trap jaw before trap jaw, and I am not a fan of that facial expression. That's somebody who can't tell the difference between if it was a fart or if it was something else. That's like, so that's, yeah. And then we have our actual figure, like this. Unwrap our big guy. So he's pretty heavy comparative to the other Mondo figures. Try to pull this out there. There we go. So there's a lot of heft to him. Get that focus. There we go. I mean, he's pretty hefty. But let's see if we can come down some since we're all out of the package. Get some better shots here. So here is our. There we go. So here is our Mondo trap jaw, and I am really liking that metal arm, that robot arm. We'll look at that in just a second, but I want to look at his outfit. I like the battle damage on his belt and the wear pattern on his loincloth armor, and just the overall wear. Big bulky boots. And here we have all of the little places for his attachments on these rings, and these rings do move up and down. So we have a total of, what, 4 of them? Back of the boots. So he does have a black furry loincloth on out underneath the armor belt. So yeah, pretty cool. So we'll look at articulation real quick, and then we'll look at the arm. But I'm really digging that arm. So the head, of course, is on a ball joint. We can change the head out. So the difference between this head that's on it and the other head, maybe is the eyes? No, it's the actual jaw piece. So this is the more round one, and this is the more like straight angle one. So we have 2 different jaws. The heads are the same, other than that. So I'm guessing that's more of the vintage style, the round one, as opposed to the kind of straight angle one. But articulation with the head is on a ball joint, so there is pretty good movement there. Arms, you know, they're on a joint here, so they can kind of go up and down. So, pretty good movement there. Of course, there is a little rub. That's showing up, but there's a little rub. It's not too bad because everything's blue. Top of the bicep, that turns. Elbow is not double jointed, we just have the one joint, but it does swivel, kind of independent from the top of the bicep here. So there's that. And then with the fist, we do have rotation. It is on kind of a ball joint, so there's pretty good range of movement. And we do have a closed fist. We have a joint here, right underneath this armor piece. Not a lot of movement there, just a little bit. Waist kind of turns a little bit. It's really stiff. So there's not a lot of range. Legs, they're on a ball joint, so they're pretty good there. Nothing at the top of the thigh. There's no joint there. Knees kind of are double jointed, but because there's so much mass here with the boot in the back of the thigh, there's not a lot. I like how they did the pins, so it kind of looks robotic. Ankles, they're on a rocker, so they're pretty good movement. It's just everything's really stiff. So you can kind of use a hair dryer to loosen up some of the joints, make it a little more palatable when you're trying to pose it. So you could do that if you need to. But the arm, so his robot arm, it's got a little bit of wiggle in it, not a lot. It might just be, there we go, yeah. So it's got a pretty good in and out, just a little bit. And up and down, just stiff. So we have a rotation here. And then the elbow, I really like the elbow. So there's like it's supposed to be like a metal rod here. Kind of goes in and out. So that's pretty cool, very robotic. And then we do have rotation here. And I believe this little wiggle, so that's where the arms come off. Where you can change out the hands or the attachments. We have our robot kind of claw. So let's see. Yeah. And of course, we got our little hook there to hook it on his belt. Those little spikes are sharp. You want to be kind of careful with those. Those things are sharp. So yeah. So there is our trap jaw. Of course, we're going to try the different attachments and everything in the different heads. So kind of stay tuned for that. Kind of get a better shot of everything. So stay tuned. We're going to get into the different attachments. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the different attachments. So we saw the kind of robot claw arm. Let's look at the laser. This is the laser blaster. Get on there, get kind of a turn. So there is our laser blaster hand. That's pretty cool. Raise it up some, there we go. There we go, it's a little better. So we do have our really cool looking laser blaster. It is kind of a different, it's more of a silver, whereas the arm's kind of a black, so it kind of pops out a little bit. Of course, I could have it upside down and go like that. So that is the laser gun. Let's look at the hook. This is like a massive, like, pirate hook. This thing's pretty big. Ooh, now that's sharp too. And the plastic, I don't know, the plastic kind of feels, if you're familiar with the early McFarlane figures, the weapons, how they were made, they were kind of almost a brittle plastic. That kind of feels like what this is made out of. Like if you're not careful, this will break. So at least that's my opinion. Of course, I could be wrong. But the hook's okay. I'm not a big fan of the hook. Pop that off. Let's try the little blaster here, or the little bolo blaster crossbow thing. So this is more from the Filmation cartoon. He had used that a lot in the Filmation cartoon. So there's kind of a nod to that. So, and you can have it this way or that way. I think it was more this way in the cartoon. That is the like a little bolo thing, like kind of like a bow and arrow kind of thing. So there's that. And we have our fly swatter attachment, which is, I believe, also from the Filmation cartoon. But like I said previous, I think it was in like one episode for like 5 seconds, like you blink and miss it kind of thing. So that's kind of a little Easter egg, you know, or Easter egg to the fans of the cartoon. But that's pretty cool looking. I like the kind of like the electric wire there, so it's an electrified fly swatter. That's pretty cool. You can see the little screw that they put on there, molded it on there. So be real careful with that one, because that kind of feels brittle too. And then last, we do have our grappling hook. So it does have a string on it, which let's see if I can't take that off. So, and we'll just kind of stick that back in there. Okay. So there is our grappling hook, and it just kind of sits loose. I mean, there's a notch. Let's see if I can get that picture. So there's kind of a notch in there that it sits in. So it kind of has some stability. But there's our grappling hook. And the string's about not quite a foot. So it's not too long. But kind of looks a little small, in my opinion. Like you could have made it a little bit bigger. But I think my favorite arm attachment, I'll take that off. My favorite arm attachment is definitely the claw, or the robot claw. Just because it's big and it really kind of fits it. You know, it's very menacing looking. Yeah, I like that one much better. So let's see if we can get some of these attachments on his belt. See what that looks like. So these kind of lift up, and there's, you know, little hooks there. So they kind of snap on a little bit, kind of stay in place. So they do kind of snap, and then they're kind of loose so they can, you know, move around. Put that one there. I'll put my sweater there. Angle it on there. And then we do have an extra, so we're going to have one attachment left over. So let's see, I'm going to attempt to kind of wrap the string back around the grappling hook. Let's see if we can't maybe do something with that. Okay, and you can kind of tuck the string. So I gotta focus. Kind of tuck the string down here where it's tied out, and then that way you should be able to clip it on there. Because if you hook this on, you're gonna have to hook it like that, and it's gonna take up a lot of reality. So we'll stick that to the side. So there's all of our attachments for Mr. Trapjaw here. Spin him around. So you could definitely get some good poses in with that stuff still on him. That's pretty cool. Oh, wait a minute. Look here. We've got another attachment right here. So that means we actually can attach the blaster. And I think the blaster actually sits better up here anyway because there's more, you know, more room up here. So we can actually have all of his extra arms on there. Try to camera raised up some. So yeah, we can actually do that. So that's pretty cool. So we can actually have him posed with all of the attachments on him. So we have another view. So I popped his head off holding them. I wanted to kind of show how loose they sit. So you give it a little wiggle. So it's really cool how they're not like they do have some movement. That kind of dangles the word I'm looking for. So I like that. So that's pretty cool. Let's take these attachments off. I'm gonna go ahead and take this arm off and see if we can't get this chest piece off so we can do the Cronis figure. So I'll try to be real careful taking these off. Lower the camera some. There we go. You just want to be kind of careful because those little clips might break. We don't want that. Just give them a little wiggle. Okay. So let's see. I don't know if we can take this chest piece off. Let's take the arm off. I'll pop that off. So there's the joint for the arm. I don't know if I got that on camera. Raise it up some, so we'll take that off. Let's give it a little wiggle. So there's our arm with the body joint on, or the peg for the inside of the body. So maybe we keep that shoulder piece on. I don't see. Only we could probably take it off by taking the arm off and the head off. Let's see what it looks like. I think it's supposed to stay on because on this arm we do have this little rubber piece here. There's that little rubber piece. And I think that's supposed to kind of plug in there like that. So we do keep that turn. Kind of break that joint loose. Okay, so I guess we do keep this piece on instead of taking it off, but let's put on our Cronis head. Get a shot of him. So there is our trap jaw as Cronis figure, which, like I said earlier, I am not a fan of that face. Like, yeah. Like he was eating a bowl of oatmeal and there was something crunchy in it kind of look. It just is not a good looking face. I mean, the eyes, even the eyes kind of, let's see if I can get a close up of the eyes. Yeah, the eyes kind of, the paint job on the eyes. Trying to get the light adjusted to where we can see it a little better. But you have one pupil that's kind of down and the other pupil's up, so he's kind of got this like kind of weird, like cross-eyed maybe kind of look. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of that one. But we do have our, you know, if you wanted to do the Cronis figure, we do have the capabilities of that. And I'm gonna take this off, put the robot arm back on, change out the head. I'm gonna change the hand out so we can see what he looks like with the club too, so stay tuned for that. Okay, let's pop off. Oh, I had it just sitting there. Let's try the still kind of angle jaw. Let's see how that looks for a little bit. Okay, and we'll pop off the Cronis arm. Put back the robot arm, put it back on. Okay. And then we're going to take that fist off. We're going to put on the open hand so that he can hold his little mace thing. Kind of angle it in there. That thing's sharp. Look at that. Yeah, a lot of sharp spikes. So let's rotate that. There we go. Close that some. So one thing I did notice on the robot arm, I kind of wanted to point out. So with that piston going up and down, you can't really rotate there because it kind of hits the edges. But if you pull it down, you can rotate it a little further out. But it does hit right in there, which is fine because there's not going to be a whole lot of range of movement outside of that area. So there is our club, very sharp club. Raise that arm up like he's gonna smash it down. Well, let's try the laser hand. Put that back on. Set him back so we can get a good shot. Trying to get him in the whole frame. Yeah, I like him. I think he's really cool. I love the detail. I mean, there's a lot of detail on this figure as far as like the outfit goes, the robot arm. It's got like the paint scrape on the arm. Really cool. I like it. It's going to be a great addition to the figures. I'm very happy with it. I don't care too much for the Cronis thing, but if I'm going to have Trap Jaw, I'm going to have Trap Jaw. So I'll probably keep the Cronis stuff put up. You can deck them out with all the accessories, so that's cool. I can't decide if I like the rounded jaw or if I like the angled jaw. I think I'm gonna go with the angled jaw, just because it's kind of like Mondo spin. But I like this figure. It's really cool, really detailed. Trap Jaw is one of my favorite bad guys. Outside of like Faker, he's probably my second favorite, or third. Skeletor being second. But yeah, really happy with this figure. Moving it around, I didn't see a lot of faults. With the previous Mondo figures, paint rub wasn't too bad, just because everything's blue, so there's not going to be much. I didn't notice if there was any rub with like the shoulder straps. I don't think there is. I know usually these will, rub kind of on there, but those don't seem to be rubbing too bad. So yeah, and moving it around, I didn't feel like the figure was gonna come apart like some of the previous figures have. But yeah, happy with this figure. If you guys like my content, subscribe, thumbs up, drop a comment if you want. I'm gonna do some still photos at the end of the video, so if you want to stay tuned to see those. But as always, thanks for watching, and we will catch you again next time.